Hey, what's up guys? This is Foyam again, back with a new Minecraft Dungeons video. In the past weeks, I got so many questions from both returning and newcomers to Minecraft Dungeons asking me what they should do in Minecraft Dungeons right now. Because we got our hands on so much new content, so many new things, new updates pretty much that brought us a lot of new great stuff. So we're gonna talk about pretty much everything you need to know right now as beginner and of course also as returning player. So first off, I'm gonna cover the very basics of Minecraft Dungeons to get started with your adventure and of course talk about all the things you might have missed and you should definitely focus on as returning player. So guys, let's get right to it. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to all my members who are currently supporting the channel with a small contribution every single month. They definitely help me to push out content every single day. You guys are the best. And of course, it would be very much appreciated if you could just hit that like button for a second, as I spent a lot of time working on these videos. And of course, if you enjoy my content in general, don't hesitate to subscribe. It is entirely free and a lot more Minecraft Dungeons is coming your way. Sit back and relax, grab some popcorn because this is going to be a pretty long video, but let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are in the base camp. I currently have everything unlocked for this character. We are in the highest Apocalypse Plus difficulty. We have all the merchants in the village and of course unlocked all the different levels. So right here we have the mainland, all the different secret levels. We have the island realms with the Creeping Winter DLC, the Hidden Depths DLC, then also the Jungle Awakens DLC and the Howling Peaks DLC. And on the other dimensions tab, we have the Flames of the Nether DLC and probably in the future also the End DLC. And then of course we also have the Ancient Hunts, which allows you to get your hands on the best gear in the game, which is the Gilded gear. So you'll be able to enter this portal and do some pretty awesome dimensional rifts. And then also the Piglin Merchant with some very powerful items. But we're not gonna talk about gilded items just yet. Let's just first get to the basics, and for that I'm gonna have to create a new character to start at the very beginning. So let's get right to it. So if you create your new character, of course you're gonna be level 1, power level is gonna be 0, 0 emeralds, we're gonna have to do everything from 0. By the way, if you already know the basics of Minecraft Dungeons as a returning player and want to skip the very basics of the game, just check out this timestamp. I will talk about everything you need to know starting right there. Your adventure always starts in the Squid Coast. This is pretty much the tutorial level, and I definitely recommend you to do this if you are a new player for Minecraft Dungeons. Of course, you can always skip the cutscenes right here, and what we're gonna do to make this a little bit easier for you guys to watch is to just exit the tutorial, and we'll get to the camp straight away. Alright, so here we are in the village once again, but this time we have nothing around us. I mean, we have to unlock all the villagers. Right now there aren't any of them in the base. This is the place of the village merchant. Then we also have the blacksmith normally right there and also the trader. But the only thing we can access is the mission select. Okay, so here we are on the mission menu. Right now, as new player, of course, you're gonna see only one single level on the mainland because you're gonna have to unlock every single one of them. Of course, if you purchase the DLCs, you'll be able to access them on the island realms right off the bat, so you don't have to do the very first level. You can also start at the Coral Rise, on the Dingy Jungle, on the Jungle Awakens. We have the Windswept Peaks right there, also the Frosted Fjord, and even on the other dimensions, we have the Nether Waste. But these are actually pretty difficult in comparison with the Creeper Woods, so I definitely suggest you to first start off on the mainland and then afterwards, if you already gathered some gear, progress to the different realms. So right now, before we click on the Creeper Woods, we can also see the map legend in the bottom left. This pretty much means that there are some things to discover in the mission. So the map legend says it has one captured merchant, and of course the icon, which you can see right there, also comes to the Creeper Woods. So that means the captured merchant is gonna be hidden in the Creeper Woods and you'll be able to find him right there. I already made a guide to show you guys how you can get your hands on every single merchant in the game. If you want to check it out, it's in the top right of the screen. But let's just start off with the Creeper Woods. And right here, we also have the different difficulties. If you're not familiar with Minecraft Dungeons, I just suggest you to go with default difficulty 1, which is the easiest. But the higher you put your difficulty, of course, the more difficult your enemies are going to become. But then also the power and the rewards of the items are going to be more interesting. Since we're only power level 1, I definitely suggest you to crank it a little bit lower until you find some new items. And right here you can also see the gear drops. And right here we only have the question mark, so that means we haven't discovered any of this loot just yet. So if you find it for your very first time in the level, the question marks will change and you'll be able to see exactly which items drop right here. Because I already played Minecraft Dungeons many times, I'm gonna start the mission on default level 3 and we're gonna search for that first merchant. Alright, so here we are. We're gonna have to rescue some villagers, and if we just skip that cutscene, you can see all the information right here. So in the bottom we have our little auction bar. We only have 3 slots for artifacts, which is an item which you can use as some sort of spell. Then we also have our potion on E, so every time when you're on low HP, you're gonna drink your potion. If you click the map, you can make your map pop up. Right here you'll be able to see how many secrets you can find on the mission, also how many chests you can find. The chests are actually the ones that are already visible in the entire mission, but the secrets are ones that you're gonna have to search and unlock pretty much, or sometimes they will just pop up if you get nearby them, but we're gonna do that in a second. So then we also have our arrows. So this is our quiver with 80 arrows. We can shoot our bow if we press the right mouse button. On the console it's going to be a little bit different, but the longer you hold this, the more you're going to charge your bow and it's going to deal more damage as well. Then we also have our emeralds. Emeralds are very important for buying items at the merchants, which we're going to unlock in the second. But also if you press tab on the PC, of course you can also change this in your key bindings, you'll be able to see your map, and you can explore this very easily if you play like that. But it can also be a little bit chaotic for you. Just play with whatever you feel like. And I'm just going to play without the map UI and start killing some zombies. So if you press and hold the shift button, you won't move around. So you can just stay stationary and still slash around. Some people don't know about this, so it's a very important tip for you guys. And if you don't do that, well, you will always auto attack if you just click your enemies. So the combat is pretty simple in Minecraft Dungeons. You just have your left mouse button for the melee attack and of course the right mouse button for your ranged attack. And sometimes if you kill mobs, they will actually drop some loot. This time I was pretty lucky. They dropped a lot of stuff. Wow, 3 times in a row. That is extremely rare. So we have apples right here. So if we actually eat this, we will heal ourselves for 20% of our HP over 3 seconds. So let's just take some damage, eat the apple, and take down the zombie. So you can tell that it slowly heals us. If we eat more food, of course, we can get back to full HP. Because the potion has a pretty long cooldown. You definitely want to save this one if you are in deep trouble, guys. Let's also pick up this arrow. So right now you can see that more arrows get added to our quiver. If your arrows run out, you won't be able to shoot your ranged weapon anymore, of course. But let's get a little bit further in the level. So we also found a swiftness potion. I'm actually going to use a roll right here, which you can do with the spacebar. And we're just going to skip these bad boys. We also have some skeletons right here. That's pretty scary. But all you have to do is follow the objective in the game by just following this yellow icon. So right now we're just going to save him from the cage and we're going to continue our way. If you were new to the game, I think it's very interesting to use this way to go to the left. Always search every single nook and cranny, but this one actually leads you to a secret level. I'm not gonna spoil where exactly it is, but we're gonna go to it in a second. So right now I'm pretty low HP and I'm surrounded by skeletons, so it's a little bit scary, right? Let me just take care of one of them and drink my potion. Actually, I'm also gonna eat the food right here. Try to take him down one by one, because you definitely don't want to get in a situation like this one, because then it's pretty risky to survive this. Actually, let's just die, because every time when you die in the game, you will lose 1 life. But in total, you have 3 lives. So that is not very bad. I mean, you can just continue the game, continue your progress from the last checkpoint pretty much which you found. So right now we have to walk to the mobs once again, but it's not that far away. It's always pretty close to where you died. So we actually died at this very spot. And right now, of course, we're going to deal with these bad boys. I'm going to drink a potion right here, do some rolls. Rolls are really awesome to dodge your enemies. And if you just keep moving around, it will be definitely a lot more difficult for these archers to hit you. We just leveled up right there, so that means that we got our hands on a new enchantment point. You also regain all your HP which you lost, which is really nice, especially if you're in deep trouble like I am right now. But every time when you level up, this enchantment point will allow you to make your character even stronger by enchanting your items pretty much. Alright, so let's drink a potion once again and check out our inventory by pressing the I button on the PC. And this is our character, so power level 1, level 2. So every time when you level up, guys, you also saw this in the tutorial, you'll be able to use those enchantment points. So for example, right now we can enchant our swords. This one actually has 2 random enchantments, Guarding Strike and also Smiting. There are so many different enchantments, and I talked about them in different videos as well. If you want to know what the best enchantments are for certain items, you should check out my other videos. But I think the Guarding Strike is pretty cool for defense, and the Smiting can be really awesome against undead because it will give you a plus 20% increased damage against them. And since this level is full of skeletons and zombies, I think it's a very awesome first enchantment. By the way, you don't always have to enchant your melee weapon. I'm going to do that right now, and of course for more levels we're gonna have to level up a little bit, but we can also enchant our ranged weapon. And right now we actually get attacked, so let's just deal with this skeleton for a second. Here we go. But you can also enchant your ranged weapon, and if you find a piece of armor, that one can also be enchanted. So definitely make sure you don't burn through all your enchantment points right off the bat. We still have to find artifacts, but those usually will be rewarded at the end of the mission, which you're gonna see in a second. Sometimes you will also hear a humming sound, and right now we can hear it in the distance. So if we get closer to this humming sound, it will get louder and louder. Of course, if it fades away, that means you're going away from the secret. So if we just continue walking, you will unlock the chest. Sometimes these secrets will be hidden very far away in the level or on a difficult place to reach pretty much. But as you can see right here, we just found a secret. So that means this chest was definitely one of them. And wow, look at that. We actually found some armor, which is really cool stuff. We also opened up the jar right there to get our hands on some emeralds. But if you find some new armor, definitely make sure to equip it as quick as possible. Right now it's just power level 1, but it will definitely provide us with some extra HP. This one only has plus 1 HP, so it's not fantastic, but the higher the power level of the items, the better the stats pretty much, and of course the higher the difficulty of your game, the more chance of finding more different enchantments. So right here we found quite some enchantments, which is cool, but let's just continue with the level. This piece of armor, by the way, also grants us a plus 30% ranged damage. So right now our arrows will be a lot stronger, so that is pretty cool if you like ranged weapons. And look at that, we just got our hands on another chest. This is just a casual one, so not a secret, it will always be on the ground. So right now if we open up the map, you can see that we just opened one of the 4 chests, which is visible on the map. And we also found a button. This actually leads us to a secret room. Let's open it. Definitely keep an eye out for these places because we actually just unlocked a new level, guys. This is the Creepy Crypt. So right now we'll be able to play a new level after this one, which is really nice to get your hands on more different gear. And wow, just 2 strength potions popped up. Let's just use those to deal even more damage against our enemies. Sometimes after these events, you also get your rewards, which is really nice. And look at that, we just found a wolf armor with a higher power level. So that means if we equip this one, we will have increased health. And it also has a plus 20% weapon damage boost aura. I think a very nice one for this level. So let's just equip this one. Right now, our power level also gets cranked up a little bit. The higher your power level is, guys, the stronger the items will be that you will be able to find. We just leveled up another time, so soon we're gonna do more enchantments. But right now, I want to get out of this cave as quick as possible. And nice, we just got our hands on a swiftness potion, giving us even more movement speed. Definitely watch out for the creepers, guys, because they have pretty scary damage. So if you jump from a platform, you also take fall damage, so definitely be careful with that if you're on low HP. Let's drink a potion once again. So if we open up the map for a second, you can see that right now we actually found a new entrance. So this is a place that you can enter to find even more secrets. If we just close the map for a second, you can see that the objective will bring us to the top right of the screen. But I always recommend you to check every nook and cranny in the level to find as much treasure as possible. This one actually leads us to a cave where we're gonna have to survive a couple waves of creepers. And if we do that, well, we will find even more treasure at the very end of this cave. Definitely be careful though with the creepers because they deal a lot of damage. Look at that, we just found another item. As you can see, it's a lower power level in comparison with the wolf armor that we currently have equipped, so it's not interesting. As you can see on our minimap overlay, there is the icon, which we also saw on the main mission menu. So that means the hidden villager is going to be right here. So if we rescue it, it will be teleported to the camp. And no guys, you don't have to complete the level after unlocking the village merchant. It will be in the base even if you lose the level. I definitely recommend you to unlock all the village merchants as quick as possible, as they will add so many possibilities to your base camp. So once again, the video for that is in the top right of the screen, so you'll be able to unlock them very easily if you follow that little guide. We just found some TNT, guys. This can be thrown to enemies, so you just step away from the danger, and the TNT will pretty much explode and destroy all the enemies in the circle. But we also found a rare item, guys. This is a rare sword, power level 4, so that means we can finally change our weapon of power level 1. Let me just deal with this creeper for a second, as they deal so much damage. But this one is power level 1, and if we salvage it, we will also get back the enchantment points which we used for this item. And wait a second, this one is also annoying me a little bit. So let's just equip this sword, salvage the other one. As reward, we will also get some emeralds, which is really nice. And then we can use those enchantment points to enchant this weapon. But yeah, maybe we should go for a ranged upgrade. For example, the multi-shot. 20% chance to trigger this one. Actually, we have another enchantment, so let's go with the dynamo. I think this is a pretty cool one because every time when you roll, your next attack will be boosted, dealing even more damage. Sometimes you will also find supply chests, and these always give you some arrows and some bread. So this will allow you to heal up a little bit to continue your adventure. I definitely recommend you to always pick these up, as bonus arrows and extra HP come in very handy. Look at that, we just found a loot pig. Loot pigs are always scared if they get close to you, and they will start running away because of course they have treasure with them. You just chase them down, and I definitely recommend you to use your arrows because then they will start to become stationary pretty much, so it's going to be a lot easier to take them down. And they usually drop some pretty nice loot. Sometimes it's just one item, sometimes even more of them, but I think they're definitely worth finding in the level. I usually find at least one in every level, but sometimes you can also have bad luck. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the level right now. If you only have one life left, I definitely recommend you to do this extremely careful, because if you die on your very last life, that means your game will be over. You will keep the items you find, you will keep the levels and enchantments you find, but seriously, if you want to progress in Minecraft Dungeons and unlock new levels, you're gonna have to get to the finish line. Okay, so we just completed the level. Right now, we will teleport back to camp and we will get another reward. So right here, we can see the score screen. Let's gather our reward, guys, because this one is always a artifact at the end of the level if you're doing a normal one. For daily or seasonal trials, sometimes you can get weapons and armor, but we just found the Boots of Swiftness, a very cool item which you can use for your adventures. Be careful, heroes. Raid captains have been spotted in the area and could show up in any mission you have already completed. The raid captains have a bounty on their heads. Take them out to receive additional rewards. So this is also a new feature which got introduced not so long ago with the Hidden Depths DLC. Right now, if you replay a level, for example the Creeper Woods once again, you will be able to find raid captains, and they will make the mission even more difficult. So I definitely recommend you to be a little bit careful with these. The rewards on them are not fantastic, but of course it's definitely worth giving a shot if you are up for a challenge. So right now we also unlocked the Creepy Crypt, which is a secret mission with the scroll which we found in that secret cave, but we also unlocked some other levels. So the more missions you play, the more you will unlock. So right now we also unlocked the Soggy Swamp, the Pumpkin Pastures, the Cacti Canyon, and the Redstone Mines. And the cool thing is, the missions which we can see on the map right now sometimes also have secret missions to unlock. So these aren't all the missions you can find. I mean, the ones that you can see right there with the locked are definitely ones that are gonna be there available right off the bat if you do the previous ones. But for example, if you do the Soggy Swamp, you will have a chance of finding the Soggy Cave, which is in my opinion one of the coolest levels to farm for if you want to get your hands on very awesome unique weapons. Unique weapons and armor, especially the Gilded ones, are the best in the game, so definitely check out those. But right now we just unlocked the village merchant, so if we click this bad boy, that means we can purchase some items with the emeralds. I recommend you to not do this just yet. I mean, on the default difficulty you will find plenty of nice items which you will be able to use on your adventures, so just stick with the things you find. They are already good enough, but of course the higher your difficulty is going to be. So right now we're at default difficulty. If we defeat the Arc Illager, which is the final boss, we will unlock adventure. If we do that again, we will unlock apocalypse, and apocalypse is where it's at, guys. This is the highest difficulty with of course the most difficult mobs, the most difficult bosses, but also the rewards are the best in the game. So you want to save your emeralds for that difficulty. Of course, if you find something really awesome at the merchants, you can always buy it, give it a shot, but wasting your emeralds is a shame. You can also find these chests, emerald chests, in the base camp every now and then. I mean, if you claimed them for your very first time, they will be gone forever, but if you just walk around in your camp after completing some missions, you'll be able to find them here and there, which is really nice. We also have this little house. This one actually doesn't do anything. It's just a nice place to chill, I guess. I actually do a lot of recording in this room as it is my bedroom, guys. Don't tell anyone. No, but really, we also have the target dummy right here. So if we shoot this one, we can test the damage of our weapons and of course maybe some effects on your armor. But there are a lot more things to explore in the base. Alright, so that's it for the basics from Minecraft Dungeons. Right now, let's talk about all the things both you and the returning players are gonna find extremely interesting. All the things you want to know in Minecraft Dungeons to date. So I'm gonna get back to my main character and show you a little bit around. Okay, so here we are once again on my main character. Right now you can see that I have all the village merchants unlocked once again. So this one looks slightly different in comparison with the one we just unlocked on the new character, right? And that's because progress makes this character a higher level, so you can unlock even more of those slots. Same counts for the blacksmith, so this one will be able to upgrade more items. Then also we have the gift wrapper to send items to friends. The luxury merchant has the best wares in the game. If you restock this one, you will have a chance of finding uniques. This one I had some bad luck, but if you want to increase your luck on the merchant, guys, you actually want to equip some armor with Luck of the Sea. And this is the pro tip for every single one of you guys. I sincerely hope they won't patch this, but it is extremely powerful. So right here we have a sweet tooth with a Luck of the Sea enchantment, which you will also be able to find on the default difficulty. So this one increases your luck, which boosts the chance that rare drops become unique. So if you find items from both the chests or from mob loot or maybe from the village merchant, the 30% chance pretty much applies to all those things. So if you restock a village merchant or a luxury merchant or maybe even a mystery merchant, you'll have a 30% chance of turning those rare items into unique to get even more powerful gear. So let me just equip this one for a second. Makes me look extremely funky. It was of the birthday event. But right now, if we restock this guy, all these rare items have a chance of turning unique. Of course, we're gonna get new random items, but this time we had not much luck. Let's try it out again. And look at that. Bam. We just got our hands on a Stormlander. This one is actually a pretty cool weapon with 3 enchantments right there. Let's also give it a try on the mystery merchant. This is one of my favorite ones because it definitely reminds me a little bit of the lottery. But let's just buy a couple of crates, right? So we just got our hands on a regular soul knife right here. Let's buy another one. This one gave us a broken saw blade. If we just... no, we're not gonna buy a random one. Should we go with a random one? Let's do this. We just found a short bow. Okay, we're losing all our emeralds right here. Another soul rope. An auto crossbow. There we go, guys. This is a unique weapon. Very awesome to get your hands on. Sometimes, let's just restock for a second. You can be very lucky with this guy. This one gave me a regular piglin armor. Just a cutlass. Gong of Weakening. diamond pickaxe right there, very awesome weapon as well. Mobs drop more emeralds, so if you are looking for emeralds, this one is definitely going to be your best friend for farming those. And then let's check it out. Scale mail, and then a twin bow. So you will always get random stuff off this merchant, but I think it's a lot of fun to try out. But if you want to improve your chances pretty much, I suggest you to check out the village merchant. If we restock this one, it has 6 items every single time, and if many of them are rare, they have a chance of becoming unique as well. So look at that, guys. We actually just got 2 uniques right off the bat. Very awesome roll right there. I think if you are a returning player, this is definitely one of the most important things for you to know. Every time when you go to the base, make sure you have your Luck of the Sea gear equipped, because you don't even have to restock. It can instantly pop up with unique items. If you're a new player, you don't have to worry about uniques just yet. If you're going to the Apocalypse Plus difficulty, you will already find plenty of those. And then, of course, we also have the Ancient Hunts, which is a pretty cool feature, but I also want you guys to be extremely careful with this one, as it will remove enchantment points. So if we click on the portal, this one will ask us to put some items in those slots. Let's just do that with the items we just got off the village merchant, right? Let's just do a couple random of those, and we're also going to put the bow in there. And right now, with this combination of runes, we will have a chance of finding unstoppable tusks, which are very strong mobs, and these mobs can drop gilded items. So uniques are the strongest items in the game, but gilded uniques will have an extra random enchantment. So 4 enchantments in total built in, which are of course the strongest items in the game. And the more enchantment points you invest, the higher the chances will be of encountering those ancients. Right now we have an average of 2.3 popping up. If we crank this up to the maximum, we will have a higher chance of finding them and find more of them. But this also results in losing 9 enchantment points. So that means you're gonna have to level 9 times once again to get back all those things. And yes, this is also pretty much a lottery, because those enchantments can be pretty bad on the gear. So I always suggest you to also check out the Piglin Merchant, because this one also sells gilded items. So right here we can see that they have the 2 built-in enchantments, but the third one is the heals allies in the area as extra gilded enchantments. And then also, of course, 3 random enchantments right there. So 4 in total as bonus built in. So I think it's a pretty interesting way to get your hands on the strongest items in the game. But let's be honest, if we just equip my armor for a second, I currently only have 1 gilded weapon, and all the rest is just rare. And then we also have the casual uniques. Not really sure why I'm still wearing this one though. Let's just change it back to my candy bow. I really love this one. But my power level is 252, probably one of the highest levels which you can get in the game. Of course, if you do daily trials, you can even crank this up to a higher level. So if we open up this map for a second, we have the daily missions right there. Sometimes with seasonal events, you have seasonal trials, which are limited, but the daily trials will refresh every single day. So every day you will have a chance of finding some new awesome loot right there. But they are a little bit more difficult in comparison with regular missions. So if we just have a look at the casual desert temple, on the highest Apocalypse Plus, level 7 plus 25, recommended power level is 241, and reward, the gear and artifact power, is going to be 243 to 250. But if we check out this one, we actually find complement reward power of 249 to 256, and a mission drops power also is higher. But they also tell you to have some better gear, because otherwise it's gonna become extremely difficult. So right now, of course, we also want to talk a little bit about the difficulty. So if we put this on a lower difficulty, of course, the mission is going to become a lot easier. The power level is going to drop, so it's going to be less interesting. The reroll for rares is also going to become lower. So that means you will find more common items, less uniques in general. So I think I talked about all the basics also for returning players pretty much. So what you want to do if you're new to the game, make sure to first unlock all those merchants. This is very important, as it will give you so many new opportunities, possibilities pretty much in the base camp to spend your emeralds on things. And of course, if you're playing Minecraft Dungeons every single day, I recommend you to always do those daily trials. Then of course we also have the raid captains. So for casual players, we we have the mainland, we have the island realms, we have the other dimensions with of course the daily missions. But then if you wanna go to the end game of Minecraft Dungeons, that's definitely the Ancient Hunts. So this, if we sacrifice the items once again, you definitely get the best possible items in the game. But of course, if you also want to go for another type of end game, which can be even more challenging, well, you should go for the Raid Captain. So let's just equip some very awesome gear for a second and search for these bad boys so you know exactly what they are all about. Even though I think the Raid Captains are a very awesome new addition to Minecraft Dungeons, at the same time, I think they are not worth it if you're just looking for some very awesome gear. I mean, they make the game extremely challenging at some points with these banners you pick up after defeating the Raid Captains, but of course, they will add a very awesome challenge to you, so it's definitely worth checking out if you're just up for some very difficult tasks. So we just picked up a threat banner. This one actually increases the difficulty even more of the level, but you can pick up to 6 of these banners, so it can make the level extremely difficult. The threat banners are the least of my concern, to be honest, because if you find mystery banners, these can make a random modifier pop up on the mission to make it exponentially more difficult. So right now we get the night mode, and this one isn't the most difficult one of them, but it spawns in mobs 24/7. It gives you this dark overlay, so it's definitely pretty scary, especially if you just keep finding one Raid Captain after the other with of course some enchanted guardians. So let me just take this bad boy down for a second. This one drops another mystery banner, so let's see what we can find right here. This one increases the damage of the mobs, I think, because wow, I just got hit like a truck right there. Oh yeah, player health is decreased by 40%. Definitely makes it so much more difficult. Anyways, the more of this you pick up, right now the mob speed is increased by 90%. I think, yes, you get the point right here that the Raid Captains can be extremely tough, but of course it adds a really awesome fun challenge to the game. If you're up for that, go for it, but if you just want to farm for the best gear in Minecraft Dungeons, I think the Ancient Hunts are definitely the place to be. I don't necessarily have a problem with the Raid Captains because I love these challenges and already have the best gear in the game in my opinion, but at the same time, the rewards are just too bad. So I don't know, you only want to do this if you already got your hands on the best stuff and you just search for another challenge. So guys, once again, check out the Ancient Hunts. This is definitely the go-to place for the best gear in the game. But at the same time, you're gonna have to make quite some sacrifices in order to get some decent stats out of this Ancient Hunt. And of course, allow you to find some very nice items. Everything is randomly generated in Minecraft Dungeons and all the items are also randomly created with random enchantments. So the random factor in this game, the RNG, is real. So you will definitely have some frustrations farming for the best items in the game. But in general, that is all what we want to do, right? We want to search for the perfect build, the perfect items, and that is what you do on the highest difficulty. Alright, so guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. For both newcomers and returning players from Minecraft Dungeons, I think I covered everything you need to know. If I did miss something, definitely make sure to leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to make another video about it. But seriously, these are definitely the basics that you need to know if you're also returning to the game after not playing for a couple months. But of course, I have so many more videos, so much more information for you guys, so definitely make sure to check out my channel if you want to know more about Minecraft Dungeons, if you want to learn more things. I think if you Google it, my channel will have the answer. Anyways, if you have suggestions for future videos, also don't hesitate to share them in the comments. And yes, if you like this guide, I know it was a little bit longer, it would be very much appreciated if you could just hit that like button for a second, as I spent a lot of time in making these videos. Of course, if you enjoy my content in general, don't hesitate to subscribe. So much more Minecraft Dungeons is coming your way. I'm making this almost all the daily, guys. But really, if you're new to the game, I think you already find plenty of videos with valuable information for your very first adventure. I will also go ahead and add some extra videos in the top right of the screen, especially for returning players, so I don't miss anything that I want to share with you guys. Seriously, there is so much new stuff in Minecraft Dungeons, especially if you haven't played for like a year, so make sure to check it out. Alright, so once again, a big thanks for watching. If you want to check out my Dungeons community, we have a Discord server with over 3,500 members right there. Make sure to check it out in the description. Of course, I also have a merch store. I have some more socials. They're all in the description. Anyways, right now it's 4am out. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Peace.